Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Patriot Nation TV. I'm your host, Tim Davis, aka Professor X, your New Age Patriot, with the 1776 attitude. Just one man, one opinion, trying to connect the dots, make sense of it all in this bizarre world. It is Monday, May 30th, 2022, Memorial Day, end of the month, and just want to touch on a few topics real quick. And but let me just start off by saying, hope everybody had a safe, blessed Memorial Day, honoring the men that gave the sacrifice the ultimate for us. But so before I move on, please give the thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, notification bell for future shows. I got to get that in because obviously I'm still being censored and shadow banned and everything else. But so be that we're on Memorial Day. I could probably dedicate a whole hour to it, but I'm not. I'm just going to sum it up real quick. I'm sure some of you saw it, some of you haven't. It's a quote, and I really truly believe it with all my heart. It's true. Basically, only two defining forces have ever offered to die for you. One is Jesus Christ and the American soldier. Jesus died for your soul, and the soldier died for your freedom. And not only do you thank them today, you should thank them every day that you live and walk this earth on this planet Earth in America. It's just, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So that's all I'm going to say about it. So this brings me to, it's crazy. It's just crazy what's going on. And it's a little late, so I just want to make this quick. Let me start off by saying this. What if I told you, if it were not for alternate podcasters, YouTubers, bloggers, vloggers, and talking heads, all of your news coverage would just be CIA-controlled leftist corporate propaganda media. So no matter whose page it is, if you just like one video, hate them all, or how big they are, how small they are, how public they are, you always got to support the independent journalist or independent news sources, independent podcasters, YouTubers. Just give it a thumbs up. Doesn't really hurt to do that. And the sad part of it, this is all legally done using the NDAA Act that Obama signed in 2012. It's just amazing. So, like I said, there's few things I want to talk about. One of them, actually, the topic really is would you be happy if Hillary was in prison or went to prison? I say yes. I'm going to save her for last. So being that it's been in the news for a while, it's still taking over news. I just did a video yesterday about the shootings. So I'm not going to talk about that too much, or really none at all. So it brings me to the Ukraine. The Ukraine. We're still there, still propagandizing it, stuff like that. My take on the Ukraine is this. I did a few videos. I'm sure a lot of people saw them on the Ukraine. I broke it down 4 months ago. So here I am with the Ukraine and where I stand today. And I will not talk about the Ukraine anymore after this 2-minute rant. I don't care about the Ukraine. So to me, the Ukraine, like Switzerland, but I'm going to talk about that also, Davos. But the Ukraine to me is where the international criminals go to play. Yep. That's all I can say about the Ukraine. Doesn't matter. You can go back to World War I, World War II. You can go back to Peter the Great. The Ukraine is a corrupt, second largest country in Europe, but it's probably the most corrupt in Europe. And I believe that's where the international New World Order, globalist, Great Reset criminals go to play. And that's why they're investing so much into the Ukraine. And the propaganda carries on. It really does. It carries on. Instead of dealing with the facts with the Ukraine crisis, we're just throwing billions of dollars on it. We're just throwing billions at it when it was avoidable from day one. And this war could end in one day, really. Entire economies are going haywire. We have world starvation. But the big media industrial complex keeps pimping out the military industrial complex. They're doing their battle for them. They're doing their battle cry. It's sickening. Like I said, Ukraine that's where all the international criminals go to play. Switzerland is another thing I want to talk about. I mentioned that. So it was wrapped up today, or yesterday, maybe today. There was a big event going on for the Great Reset with the WHO and the World Economic Forum. But we're talking about great resets and resets. I say this. It's time to reset the dial. Here. The U.S. should just pack up and leave. Allow the EU to run Europe without us meddling. Truthfully, truth be spoken, the Americans can no longer add value to Europe in their crisis of 3,000, 4,000 years. We can no longer add value. Nor are we wanted there. We're really not. We're not wanted there. They just want our money and they want our weapons. Think about this. World War II ended, 75, 76, 7 years ago? They actually had 75 years to frame their agenda. And they failed. NATO, EU, UN. They had 75 years to frame their agenda and failed. Look at the legacy that they left behind. Ruins and war. That's it. All for our tax dollars. That's all they left. We need to save our country, and our citizen should always come first. We need to fix our heart, America. We need to fix our heart, prioritize, get things right, and keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. So this brings me to Switzerland this week, just wrapped up. And the news media is silent about all this. It's like not even being talked about. Maybe one or two people talk about it. The WHO and the World Economic Forum both met this week in Switzerland, Davos. Switzerland, of all countries. Switzerland is a country with closed borders. Closed borders. They have a 95 to 97% white population. And they have the strictest immigration laws of any country on the planet. So the WHO and the World Economic Forum is over there. What are they doing? They're there to promote borderless societies, multiculturalism, global government, mass immigration, and U.S. policies. World policies, really. This is what these globalists are doing. I can go into that too, but I think I'm just going to take a couple clips because it would take too long. I just want to end it because it's Memorial Weekend. Everybody's got to go to work tomorrow. So I'll put them in my descriptions. You got to give it time. I'll put them in descriptions. You can just watch what these world leaders said. It's just, they're in a country with closed borders. Media can't even get in. They actually have a wall around the whole country. The whole country actually has a wall around it. A whole wall. It's almost impregnable. I mean, we can, whatever, but you know what I'm saying. So it's just sick, it's crazy, and it's not even hypocrisy at this point. It's not hypocrisy. It's heresy. It's tyranny, global tyranny. What else do we talk about? Oh, yeah. I know I get a lot of my sources. People say, where do you get your news from, your sources? I like to read a magazine called The Economist. We talked about baby formula shortages, food shortage. I talked about that past on a few other videos. You got to check them out. Maybe I can link them. But one of the magazines I get a lot of information from, which I think would do a lot of people good. Probably like 5% of the population even reads it or knows about it. But it's The Economist. And this is their edition this month. Like I wanted to do this show 2-3 weeks ago, but I was in YouTube gulag. It's like Facebook. They're always punishing me. So this is The Economist. I get a lot of information out of this particular magazine, and they talk about the coming food shortage. So let me just show you something. Check this out. It also talks about, Putin, whatever. So anyway, this is what I want to talk about, being that we're on the Who. See this right here? This is The Economist. The coming food catastrophe. See that? I mean, these people are so blatant. They actually write what's going on. So let me just zoom in on this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me zoom in a little bit. Check this out. This is disturbing. I have a brother who's an artist, actually. He always said zoom in on like the fine print stuff like that, but check it out. You see that? I zoomed in. There's skulls on the wheat. It's all by design. It's all planned out. They don't care. And they blatantly don't care. And they're blatantly telling us this. And it's not even being really talked about on the news. Biden, there's an amendment. Actually, the amendment that Biden's trying to amend to give our sovereignty over to the WHO. So, to keep it honest and not like biased, like he's just making an amendment that President George W. Bush made in 2005. He's just amending it to now we're handing sovereignty completely over. They don't care. They really don't care about us. I mean, it's a joke. So this brings me. This is not being talked about. Not being talked about. Then it brings me to what I want to talk about originally. Spend maybe 5 minutes on it. Hillary Clinton. I ask you, would you be happy if Hillary was sent to prison? I would be. That's another show we can go on for hours. Her body list from the 80s. I mean, we can just go on for hours and hours and all the coincidences and everything over and over and over. But I'm just going to keep it simple, simplifying the complex. Just like the World Economic Forum and WHO meetings of all these globalists who are planning our lives by 2030 without our permission. They're just doing. It's getting no coverage. It's like a media scandal. And this brings me to the Hillary. Does she belong in prison? Would you be happy? Would you be happy if she was in prison? I'm going to say, yeah, I think we all would be happy if she was in prison. She does, and a lot of other people. So this brings me to the media scandal that's not covering anything. Hillary Clinton's lawyer, her campaign advisor, leader. I mean, there's court going on right now. The media's covering nothing. There's a number of FBI agents and senior FBI officials who have flipped and are cooperating with the Durham case against Michael Sussman, who's Clinton's attorney that's on trial the last 10 days. It's jaw-dropping. Is this the beginning, or is it just smoke and mirrors? Keep your eyes on the ball, folks. So I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to give any false hope. We've been having false hope for the past 10 years. These criminals just get away with everything. So I'm just putting it out there in case you don't know about it, or if people want to be ignorant and you do know about it and they don't, share the video. Have them try to counter it. So this is the deal. Hillary Clinton's lawyer is on trial, Sussman. But before we talk about that, just think about this. Now imagine. This is truth. God's honest truth. These are facts. 3 jurors are Clinton donors. The fourth juror's daughter plays on the same traveling soccer team as the defendant's daughter. And the judge sees no problem with this. It's 4 jurors. No conflict of interest. 0, according to the judge, the D.C. judge, D.C. I told you a year and a half ago after the election of 2020, it's a banana republic. We're in a banana republic. Coup d'etat happened right in front of us. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Why we're talking about inflation, gas prices? No, we've done that in the past. Also, a man named Robbie Mook, he admitted it under oath, that the campaign fraud was committed by Hillary Clinton together with her same cast of characters. Comey, Clapper, Brennan. He admitted it. This is her campaign advisor, the leader of her campaign. It's the biggest story on the internet for the last 3 weeks. But then also now we have 3 mass shootings. So that's what they're going to cover. Because the fake news ain't going to cover. They refuse to recover and report on what's really going on. Always got to have a distraction. It's a political. Always got to have a distraction to what's really going on. To me, they have lost all credibility with the people. Can't trust, not even Fox News. Can't trust any of them. We can't have a great country without a free and respected media. And we don't have that. That's why these bloggers, YouTubers, call them conspiracy theorists. Doesn't matter if you agree with them or disagree with them. Got to show them support because they're silencing all of us. More so the right side than the left side. But they're just doing it. So I'm going to try to end this up real quick. I can say this. When the government refuses to indict someone with overwhelming evidence, it's obvious they are corrupt as well. And we see with the DOJ, FBI, it's time we stand for the truth and get to it. We got to stand for the truth. From everything from Russian collusion, servers being hacked, Hillary claims they didn't hack anything. She sold access. That was the purpose of getting the server in the first place. We are living through the largest and most severe mass treason event in living American history. Make no mistake, there is a coup d'etat that happened. So, hold on a second, let me just fine tune this. I had a little difficulty, Wi-Fi issues. That's crazy. But anyway, it's a little message going on longer than I wanted it to. Bottom line is either we take the power back or we'll never be free again. 2 elections away from 2030. So I'm going to tone out. God bless you. Good night. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.